Hey gaming fans, so today I got a package of Magic cards. Now this is one of these 100 trading card packs from the dollar store. I got it as a gift, so you know, I haven't actually played Magic in so long. One of the videos I've done on my channel so far, I did a Magic deck profile of my Relentless Rats deck. But you know, when I was last into card games, it was Yu-Gi-Oh! So Magic was quite a while ago that I actually played, like, built decks and played kind of more on the casual side. I never actually played competitively, but you know, at local card shops and stuff. But you know, just because I've been out of this game for so long, I thought this would be fun to do a video and just kind of go over the cards that I pulled, and I probably won't recognize almost any of them, and I'll be surprised if I do, actually, just because I've been out of the game for so long. So let's start off with, I guess these are all upside down. So there we go. I'll open up the first 50 and just do a video on that, and then, you know, maybe do the second video for the other 50. So let's see, what do we got? I'm not going to know any of the expansion sets because I've just been out of Magic for so long. But some of these do look familiar. So we got this Salvage Drone. Devoid, this creature has no color, or this card has no color. Ingest, when this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of their library. Oh, interesting. And then when he dies, you may draw a card. And if you do, discard a card. That's pretty cool. So let's see, Desperate Castaways. Can't attack unless you control an artifact. 2/3. That's pretty neat. We got a Senate Courier. Flying. I'm assuming most of these are just going to be commons. There's probably be a couple of uncommons or something. So he just gains Vigilance till the end of turn. That's where he doesn't have to tap to attack, I believe. Crypsis. Target creature you control gains protection from creatures your opponents control till the end of turn. Untap it. Neat. So instant. Here's a uncommon. Stormfleet Aerialist. Flying. Raid. Stormfleet Aerialist enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it if you attacked with a creature this turn. So that's kind of interesting. It's getting you to summon during your main phase 2. Kicker. Sacrifice a creature. He gets so target creature gets -2/-2 till the end of turn. And then if it was kicked, it gets -5. I remember the kicker ability. I remember when that first came out. This is a familiar card. I think I have this one. Hexproof. When a creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on him. I think I've seen this guy before. Center Soul. Target creature gains protection from a color of your choice. That's why not? This one I do remember. I remember collecting in this this expansion. Trigon Infestation enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it. Put a charge counter on whatever. Return a charge counter from Trigon. Remove, a charge counter from Trigon the Infestation. Put a 1/1 green insect creature token into play. It's kind of like a token generator. I don't know what this is. It's got a little 25 there for the expansion symbol. No idea what that is. Target creature you control gets +1/+2 until the end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control. So fighting is when they do their damage to another creature. Target creature gets +5/+5 and gains trample to the end of turn. Huh. So you pay 8, and then you could pay 16, I guess, and he gets +10/+10. It's kind of neat. Spike Wheel Acrobat. Spectacle. And now that's something I've never heard of. You may cast this spell for its spectacle cost rather than a mana cost if an opponent's lost life this turn. Oh, that's kind of neat. So it's 3 mana instead of paying 4 mana. So you pay 1 less mana if you've already done damage to your opponent. It's kind of neat. Headstrong Brute can't block. Headstrong Brute has menace as long as you control another pirate. Oh, neat. So they brought pirates into Magic. That's interesting. Flash. This can be played as an instant, and it just boosts up a creature. Blossoming Sands comes into play tapped. Enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life, and then you tap for green or white. So just another style of a dual land type of thing. Plague Right becomes blocked. Each creature blocking it's -1/-1. Embersmith. I think I remember this one. When you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, Embersmith deals 1 damage to target creature or player. That's pretty cool. I remember the artifact decks used to be really powerful back then. Burst of Strength. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and untap it. Pit Fight. Target creature you control fights another creature. I never really got into that fighting ability. I don't know why. I guess it just wasn't my style of playing. Thassa's Bounty? Draw 3 cards. Then target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into the graveyard. That's kind of neat. It's 6 mana though. This one's got Reach, meaning you can block flyers, 2/4. That's okay. Debtor's Pulpit. Enchant Land. Enchanted Land has tap. Tap target creature. It's 5 mana to enchant a land, just to tap a creature. Interesting. Scholar of Athros. Each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life for the life lost this way. That's okay. This one I do remember. This is Mercadian Masks. I remember these ones because I remember when they went dirt cheap on sale at Walmart for $1 a pack. This one and Urzura's Destiny. And I remember buying like probably 2 boxes worth of cards from Walmart for $1 each a pack. It was really crazy. Riot Gear. Equipped creature gets +1/+2. Equip 2. Oh, nothing special about that. Oh, looks like we got a foil. That's nice and foily. Eyes in the Skies. Creature, create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying, then populate. Populate. Creature, create a token that's a copy of the creature token you control. Oh, so it creates a token. Neat. Fire Elemental. That's a classic one. I like the original artwork on the Fire Elemental from the original set. Rotting Mastodon. It's a 2/8. That's cool. That's a big defense for 5 mana. Whenever I see these type of cards, I always look for those other cards that allow you to switch power and toughness. Then you turn it into an 8/2. Soul Parry. Prevent all damage 1 or 2 target creatures would deal this turn. That's okay. I'd prefer to just play a card that would prevent all damage for that turn, but you know, those are okay too. Flame Burst. I remember these. Deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is 2 plus the Flame Burst number of Flame Burst cards in all graveyards. I remember playing that card. And this one too. This is these are all pretty old, so I'm pretty surprised. Patriarch's Desire. Enchanted creature gets +2/-2. Threshold. Enchanted creature gets an additional +2/-2. I always remember that strategy too, of making a creature's toughness go down to like 0 and then just killing it that way. Dire Fleet Hoarder. When Dire Fleet Hoarder dies, create a colorless treasure artifact token with sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. That's pretty cool. And he's 2 mana. 2 mana for a 2/1, and then when he dies, he creates a artifact that can create mana. Night of Sorrows. 5 mana. Night of Sorrows can block an additional creature each combat. Afterlife 1. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white-black spirit token. I like that kind of effect. Gruesome Discovery. Target player discards 2 cards. Morbid. If a creature died this turn, instead that player reveals his or her hand. You choose 2 cards from it, and that player discards those cards. That's pretty nasty. That's 4 mana too. So you just gotta wait till the creature dies, and then you can nip 2 cards out of your opponent's hand that you want. Anticipate. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. That's okay. That's always good to get the jump on the top 3 cards of your deck. Shoulder to Shoulder. Support 2. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Draw a card. That's another thing. I always like with Magic, there's a lot of cards where you get these effects, and then they would add draw a card. So it replaces itself. I remember always trying to look for those type of cards when I built decks. Horror of the Broken Land. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, Horror of the Broken Land gets +2/+1 until the end of turn. Cycling black. That's another mechanic I always like too, the cycling. Again, it always got you to draw a card. I even had one of those decks where it was like all cycling monsters and used the artifact Fluctuator, which allowed you to cycle for free. Rubble Belt Runner. Can't be blocked by creature tokens. So I guess this set was all about the creature tokens. Crash of the Rhinos. 6, 7, 8 mana. I remember this one. This was a Mirage. This Mirage set came out just around the time when I started playing Magic. I remember it was brand new when I first started playing Magic, and that was during the Ice Age time of Magic. Scry Shroud, Ridgeback, Fading 2. I remember Fading. Fading was interesting. Basically, the creature would just stay in play for a certain amount of turns, and then he would just disappear. Enchanted creature can't attack. Return it to the hand. Infect. Oh yeah, that's another one. Poison. I remember when I used to play Magic a long time ago, and I played Poison decks, and then they came out with the Infect effect that you could put on a creature, and then it did poison as well. Poison was a good way of killing your opponent, because if they got 10 poison counters, they lost the game. Put a 3/3 Centaur creature token onto the battlefield. That's actually pretty decent. I mean, you get a 3/3 creature for 2 mana. Staff of the Wild Magus. Whenever you cast a green spell or a forest enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. That's alright. Gruul Locket. Add red or green, and then red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Well, that's like red or green you can spend. Sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4 mana to sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. So essentially later on in the game, when you don't need any more mana, or you got a lot of mana, you can just sack that and draw 2 cards. Morbid Plunder. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's okay. What's this? Vestige of Emrakul. Oh, the Eldrazi's. Yes, I remember these guys. They're like no color, and they're pretty strong trampling monsters. Invoke the Divine. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 4 life. I think I played this in a deck that was all about gaining life. Put a +1/+1 creature on counter on target creature, and a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target merfolk. Oh, that's interesting. A green card that deals with merfolk. Usually merfolks are blue, I thought. And Deface. Choose one. Destroy target artifact or destroy target creature with defender. That's kind of neat. I like that. Yeah, so that's the first half of this random trading cards Magic the Gathering. I was quite surprised to see a lot of cards in there that I remember from back when I used to play Magic. So be curious to find out what's in the rest of the 50. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think down below. If you play Magic, do you still play Magic, or do you want to play Magic? I always like to hear your thoughts, and hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.